and Hove Albion digital event space here at the American Express Stadium. We are excited to bring you this end of season fans forum in this fantastic virtual setting, which means more fans than ever can engage and take part in this event. Now, to make the event feel more engaging, we would love for you to keep your cameras on all the time. It's always very nice to see your friendly faces. And of course, I'm particularly looking forward to having a sneaky peek into your homes as well. So keep those cameras on if you would, it would be great. And if you love what you're seeing here today, then why not let us know on social media? Why not share on social media using the hashtag BHAYUGO. That's hashtag BHAJUGO. We are joined by 3 VIPs from Brighton and Hove Albion today to answer your questions. And if you are one of the loads of people in the Yugo portal today, you can get your question in right now simply via the chat function. Type your question in, and if it's selected, you'll get a message from us, and then just have your screen and your camera on so that we can get you on the big screen. Okay, so let's introduce the panel who we've got for you today, and we are thankful that they are here with us. Thank you very much indeed. We've got Albion's Technical Director, David Weir, with us. We've got the Albion Chief Operating Officer, Paul Mullen, and of course, the men's first team head coach, Fabian Hurzeler. Gentlemen, welcome along. Thank you for joining us. Thanks. Fabian, you've done one of these virtual events before. How did you find it? And do you like answering questions from the fans?
Always, yeah. I think it's a really good platform, a really good possibility and opportunity for us to get an exchange with the supporters, with our fans, and I'm really looking forward to hear the questions, to answer their questions, and hopefully to give them like an enjoyable time with us.
Yeah, and guys, this is a first for us. It's amazing, isn't it? It's an amazing way to get in touch with the fans.
Yeah, it's a fantastic way to really maximise the opportunity for seeing and listening to as many people as possible. So we're really excited about this evening and hearing from everybody.
Yeah. Now, we've got an apology from Paul Barber, who would have loved to have been here today, but actually he is today speaking at the United Nations in New York City as part of their World Football Day, which I think really kind of shows the journey that this football club has come on in the last 28, 30 odd years, nearly going out of business to now being represented at the United Nations is quite something. And it just goes to show how Brighton and Hove Albion is looked at on the world stage nowadays. So that's it's an incredible thing. So we wish Paul all the best at the UN. Talking of incredible journeys, let's just quickly talk about Monday night, and I'm sure the fans at home will put their thumbs up if they're still buzzing from that incredible victory over Liverpool, the champions, on Monday night. What a match that was. And David, as an ex-skipper of Everton, I'm sure any victory over Liverpool is a super sweet one for you, but it was a terrific match, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was really exciting. It was end-to-end, and obviously the late goal adds to that in terms of the spectacle. So obviously really pleased with the outcome, pleased with the performance, a lot of positives to take from it, and a great atmosphere in the stadium, which is what we all enjoy as well.
Yeah. And Paul, it's amazing how a victory like that can change the atmosphere of the club, and not only the club, but the city as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, you just you felt it afterwards, coming out, listening to some of the fans back and forth in the terrace afterwards. But then even just back here in the offices the next day, the buzz around the place was phenomenal. So it was a great win, and it was nice to beat the champions as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And Fabian, you bring Carew on, and 5 minutes later he scores the equaliser, and then you bring Jack on, and a minute and 18 seconds later he scores the winner. It's just easy, this coaching lark, isn't it?
If you have the players, they can do that there, then it's easy. So I think it's always the stage from the players and the spotlight for them. So we just need to give them the environment where they can improve. We need to give them the environment where they can feel the togetherness. And I think it shows the togetherness, or prove the togetherness, if you have like so many players who can come into a game and change a game. And I'm very happy for all the subs, because I always say that only we together as a team, we can achieve something together with the fans, and we proved it another time on Monday.
Yeah, I think some social media footage has come out today from the club with you saying how the subs are really important, how important it is. It's not just a starting 11, is it?
No, for me it's crucial that everyone understands the role and accepts the role, and that no individual ego is bigger than the ego or the club success. And that's what I stand for, and that's also what I demand from my players, to act like this, to do everything that Brighton is successful, that we make the supporters proud, that they can wear the Seagulls colour in the publicity, and therefore we are working hard. So I think that's the most important. Everyone understands we have to work, I have to work for the club's success, and therefore I'm really happy that everyone accepts his role and try to give his best when he's on the pitch.
Great. Okay, well, it is a fans forum, so should we get some questions from the fans on then? Who knows what could happen in the next 40 minutes or so, but let's hear some questions coming in. And our first one is from Steve Heath. Let's hear Steve's question.
Good evening, Richard, Paul, David and Fabian. Hope you're doing well. My question is in relation to injuries. Going back to the early 80s when I first watched football, you'd have the same 11 players, very physical game back then, terrible pitches, yet the same guys were playing every week. Yet now, go forward 40 years, best training facilities, best equipment, great pitches, and yet every team, not just Brighton, has many, many injuries. I just want to know why that is and what your thoughts are on that. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Steve. Okay, so modern football, lots of injuries, perhaps compared to the past. What do you think, David? Take that one.
I think I wish we knew the answer to that, and it's a question we ask ourselves all the time in terms of how can we improve that, how can we make it better, because it is obviously a big challenge. I think the intensity of the game, particularly in the Premier League, and what we ask from the players and how often we ask it of them is definitely a part of that. The players prepare so well. We try and look at everything to try and give them the opportunity to play as often as well as they can. But it undoubtedly is a frustration, that something that we're adapting to. And I think we've had a lot of change internally in terms of Fabian's new, the medical and performance staff are new, a lot of the players are new, and there has been an adaptation to the Premier League, I think, in that respect. And as I said, the Premier League is getting tougher and more demanding year by year, so I think that has a contribution as well. But it is a challenge. It is something we're definitely not where we want to be as of yet, but rest assured we're trying to improve that and trying to make it better, so you can see, Fabian has as many players available for selections as we possibly can every week.
Fabian, you got a thought on?
I think I can agree with what David said. So it's very important to understand how intense the Premier League is and what are the demands of the Premier League. And then I think it's normal that when you play really intense, and we play a very intense football, we are keen on counter-pressing, we are keen on high pressure, we are keen on how many distance we run, how many high-speed distance we have, how many sprint distance we do, because I think you have to be on the highest level regarding the physical data if you want to compete with the best teams. So we have to be on our highest levels, and we have to push our limits individually. And therefore, if you push your limits, it's normal that in some moments injury happen. Of course, we want to avoid them, but at one point we have to accept them, and we have to understand what we have to improve to get better regarding the availability. And on the other side, it's adaptation. And when I speak to the new players, when I speak to the players who come from a different league, they all talk about the intensity, the different demands we have here, and therefore everybody needs time to adapt. Everybody needs the phase where he can adapt himself for the demands from the Premier League, and this just needs time, and we have to understand that the players need time for that. So we know that's a topic we have during the whole season, but I'm sure that as a team we will find the right solutions for that, and the players will go through that adaptation time, and then I'm really looking forward for the next season, because I see a bright future regarding the availability.
Great, and Paul, just away from the playing stuff, I guess the club tries everything to find that extra 1-2% that's needed, all the latest innovations and medical and pitches. Steve mentioned pitches there. I'm sure in the background the club never stops working to find that extra little bit.
Yeah, and it's also crucial that the technical staff work very closely with the grounds teams, both at the Amex and here at the training ground. There's daily discussions about the preparation of the pitches to meet the requirements of the coaching team. And to pick up on one of Fabian's points, we've got, players coming from all over the world who have also played on different quality surfaces as well. And the intensity that they're now expected to play at and the style they're expected to play at, there's an adaptation for them as well. So, but absolutely, we work very hard to make sure that we give the optimal environments, across the club to be able to support the best performances of all of our players.
Great answers. Thank you very much. Thank you for your question, Steve, as well. Nice to see you. Let's get another question up now. We're going to hear from Theo. Let's hear from Theo.
Hi Fabian, my name's Theo Walker and I'm a massive Brighton fan. Great first season, and my question today is, how are the other Premier League managers with you? Have you made any friends? Thank you, bye.
Nice one, Theo. Theo is asking how the other Premier League managers are with you. Are any of them your friends?
It's a great question. So during the 90 minutes, Theo, I have to say that I didn't make any friends yet, but for sure there are a lot of managers who helped me. I was in touch with them. I was asking them regarding the demands from the Premier League, what is important to know about the Premier League, what is different to other leagues. So there are quite a lot of managers who are very helpful, and therefore I'm really grateful for that. On top of that, there's, for example, Oliver Knasner, who also speaks German, who worked in Germany before, so we have quite a close exchange. And I always say, I'm still a very young manager, so I'm always keen on learning from others. I never want to stagnate. I always try to develop myself as a person, so therefore I try to get an exchange with the others. But during the 19 minutes, I try to push our team. I try to be hard with the opponents. So therefore, I didn't make friends during the 90 minutes. I hope it's fine for you, Theo.
Don't you change, whatever you do. Thank you, Theo. That was a great question. Really like that one. Don't forget, yes, you can use the chat function to get your questions in while you're watching tonight. This one's coming. It's a written question from John McBrien, I think. Hi, John. Thanks for your question. He says, I enjoyed watching Valentin Barco. I wondered if there are any plans for his return to the Albion, and could you also tell me your thinking behind loan deals? Well, Valentin currently on loan in Strasbourg in Ligue 1 in France, under the tutelage of another Albion favourite, Liam Rosenior, and doing very well. I think this one, David, may be for you. So let's talk about loans and let's talk about Valentin.
Yeah, well, loans obviously are a big part of what we do here at Brighton, and it's something that I was involved in initially when I joined the club in terms of facilitating that programme, and we've had lots of success in terms of some of the players that are in our team now and doing really well, like Jean-Paul Van Heck and amongst others, and then some who have moved on from the club, including Moises and Alexis McAllister, who have been through the loans programme as well. So we've managed to produce players for ourselves and for other clubs as well through that programme. So it's been a great success, and it's something we'll continue to do. Valentin, again, has came into the club and he made a start here and played some football here, and then we decided along with him that the best solution for him would be to go on loan to get an experience, to try and get some minutes, because not everyone can get the minutes that they need and want with us, and to try and find a solution for him. So he went to Seville at the start of the season and unfortunately didn't play as many minutes as we would have liked there. So we looked at that again in January and found another solution for him with Strasbourg. So, that's been much more successful. Valentin's got good minutes, and Strasbourg, unfortunately, never qualified for Europe, which was their aim, but they had a really good season. He got good minutes in the second part of the season, and obviously we will look at that again in the summer in terms of what's next and what's best for all parties.
Can you explain to us how does it work? When the players have gone out on loan, how often does somebody from the Albion keep in touch with them? Or do you just say, well, you're sort of like a Strasbourg player now, or you're an Ipswich player now?
Yeah, no, well, it's a mixture of both. I think while they're out on loan, it's really important that they buy into the club that they're at, and they understand what that coach wants from them, and to a degree they are the player of the loaning club. But then within that we have loan managers, or pathway development managers we call them, and 2 ex-players, Gordon Greer and Sam Baldock, who are in contact with the players on a weekly basis, and either communicating via telephone call, message, and also visiting them as well. So we make sure we have a physical presence, both bringing them in here when we can and also going to visit them. So that's really important, and I would put our loan programme among the best, if not the best, in the Premier League in terms of the care we give the players, and also the communication we have with the players, and also the products we get from that as well. So I think we as a club should be really proud of that loan programme, and we really fund it, we really support it, and I think you've got a lot of good references in terms of the success stories from the club that have developed into great players here, moved on beyond us, and some who have created careers for themselves as a result as well.
Great. Thank you very much indeed. And John, thanks for your question. And I think Valentin just became a dad for the first time as well. So everybody at the club sends their regards to him and his partner and the new baby as well. All right, let's get another question then. And this one's from Dean. Hello, Dean. How are you?
Getting there.
Whereabouts are you? Tell us where you are.
I live in Shoreham by Sea. And
Very nice.
As a family, we're season ticket holders for several years now. So we go by, coach. So we use Seagull Travel, and that's going to be one of my sort of key questions really, because Seagull Travel is a key transport provider for the club, and my family are season passengers. But as you can imagine, which comes at a cost. As the club does not subsidise this service, would the club consider offering Seagull Travel fans benefits which could encourage more fans to travel to the stadium using this well-organised and convenient service?
Dean, thank you. I think, Mr. Mullen, that one could be for you.
Can you just repeat some of that, just because I didn't catch it? It was to do with the...
To do with the Seagulls travel, right, and whether the subsidy that is or isn't available, whether you could offer some more incentives for fans travelling in using the service put on by the club.
I think we're, as many fans will know, we're actually unique in the service that we offer in terms of the free travel scheme to those travelling by train and bus, and that's a huge benefit and privilege that we've offered for many years since the Amex opened. That also helps us from a sustainability perspective, and I think we're up to about 75% of attendees at the Amex on a regular basis are coming through that scheme. So it's hugely popular and hugely advantageous. We're always looking at other ways to offer the fans the opportunity to get to the stadium in a safe, secure way. Seagulls Travel do a fantastic job as part of that process, and we'll continue to work with them and our supporter services team to see what every season how we can shape our service to best support the needs of the club and the fans.
Okay, thank you. Dean, thank you. Thanks for your question. Nice to see you, and thank you very much indeed for coming on today. That was a lovely question. Let's just take a break from the questions for a moment, and we're going to do a special thing here where everybody at home can vote for something, and we are going to vote for the goal celebration, not the goals, the goal celebration. We've got 5 great goals for the Albion and 5 great goal celebrations, and you can vote via our interactive platform to see which celebration you think is best. So we're going to play the 5 goal celebrations now. Which celebration are you going to vote for? Let's have a look. Now, obviously, those goals were before the Monday night Liverpool celebrations, but some good ones. A lot of knee sliding. Did you used to do a knee slide when you scored a couple of goals?
Didn't score too many, unfortunately.
You scored some, the old knee slide there. But let's get voting with the poll there, see which one everybody at home is voting for as their favourite out of those. We were sitting here in the studio looking at the Carlos celebration. Fabian, as the manager, it's a great celebration, but are you like going, don't injure yourself? Please, do not injure yourself doing that.
Yeah, we just talk about injuries, so it's not helpful when we get players injured after a goal celebration, but I really trust my players that they learn these goal celebrations on their own at home. So I'm sure they're confident what they're doing.
It's not part of the training session then when you do that?
No, it's definitely not part of the training session.
All right, the results are ready. Let's take a look at who's won that then. Here they come. And no surprise, yes, Carlos wins by a lot with that fantastic somersault there. But please, Carlos, don't injure yourself. Thank you very much indeed. Well done, and thank you for voting. Good stuff. Right, now it's time to move to a different part of the stadium. And just like that, here we are in the changing room, somewhere that Fabian, I guess you know very well. David, how often do you enter the inner sanctum, or do you leave them to it?
Yeah, I leave. That's Fabian's domain and the players' domain. So I try and, I do stay out of there. So that's not the place for me now.
No, okay. And Fabian, what kind of atmosphere do you like pre-match in the changing room? Do you like high energy or concentration? What's it like?
I think it's very individual. So every player has their own routine before the game. I always enjoy when the player, of course, they should be focused, but also have a little bit of joy together, because in the end we can do what we love. It should be a passion, and I really want to feel the passion on the pitch and beside the pitch. So therefore, I think it's very individual, but overall, I think a good balance between being focused, but also see the joy, playing together, see the joy. Okay, we have now a Premier League game. I think this atmosphere I really appreciate.
And do you give a speech before going out, or is it all done by then?
No, of course we have meetings before the game. We have a match plan meeting where we try to give some small input about how is our game plan. It only takes about 10 to 15 minutes, because hopefully all the preparation was already done in the week before, and then I just talk 1 or 2 minutes before the game. Maybe sometimes it's a motivational message, sometimes it's just a reminder, sometimes it's such a message what we want to focus on tactically the first minute. So it's more about the situation and the demands from the game, and therefore I really try to do every time something different.
Great. And Paul, it's not only the men's team that's used the changing room this season. It's a good time to mention our fantastic Women's Super League Albion women's team had a fantastic season.
Absolutely. You know, they've had a fantastic year under Dario, and the staff and the players. They've achieved their highest ever season finish in WSL in 5th. Had some fantastic wins. Were very strong at home, and that ended with that fantastic home win against Arsenal, which I know many fans were at. And the club and the chairman, we all are committed to continuing to invest in that area of the club to, you know, achieve the aims of that top 4 in WSL that we really strongly believe we can achieve, even though there are, you know, some big gaps there. But no, they've had a fantastic season.
Yeah, and well done to Dario and all our women's players and those off on international duty as well now. So well done, good luck to them. Right, let's get some more questions for the panel then. And this is a question from Dylan. Let's hear from Dylan.
Hello Fabian, congratulations on this season and how well we've done. What's one piece of advice you'll give to young players to improve their football? Good luck for next season.
Thank you, Dylan. One piece of advice.
I don't know if everyone wants to hear this advice, but my advice would be put the PlayStation away. So put the mobile phone, put all the social media away, because it's just the distraction of life, of the joy you can have, especially also in Brighton. So this would be my advice. Try to spend a lot of time with your friends outside. Try to spend time doing different kind of sports. It doesn't have to be always football. I think also other kind of sports help you to get a better coordination, help you to get a better ball feeling. And then it's about working hard, trying to use every second, every minute you have to play football, to do something with the ball, and just to enjoy it. And the most important thing is, like, it shouldn't be that someone forces you to do the things. It should be like that you really enjoy it from yourself, so that you feel that's your passion. That was the advice I get from my parents: do what you really love, because then you can stand up in the morning and then you don't have to force yourself, oh, I have to go to work, or I have to do this. For me, it was always a joy to work in the football business. For me, it was always a joy to play with the ball, and that's my advice I can give to everyone. And I'm sure some of the parents listening to me will agree.
Yeah, I agree. I hope my son was watching that answer. Put the PlayStation down. Thank you, Fabian. Great answer there. All right, we've got a question here that's been sent in by Lawrence. And Lawrence says, as you bring some young and very young players into the club, I'm wondering what sort of programs you have in place to ensure they are well assimilated into the club, including with their families. I think, Paul, maybe you want to start with how do we bring families and young people into the club and the way the club is run?
Well, even before we bring them in, as part of the recruitment process, we're very much looking at them as individuals, looking at their needs, their background, their culture, their values, their language, dietary requirements, and really looking to get as much information as possible to then tailor that support to them when they come into the club. And then throughout the club, right from the boys and the girls academy through to the men's and the women's first team, we have a suite of player care staff that are continually supporting them, right from inducting them into the club, into the community, but then supporting them throughout their time with us. And that, I think, is a really important part of the relationship we have with them. So again, it gives them the best platform for then Fabian and Dario and the other coaches, to give them the opportunity to play at their optimum, minimum distractions.
Okay. David, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, no, I agree with Paul. I think, finding out as much as you can prior to them arriving, so doing your homework and what they're used to, what's normal for them, and then trying to inform our staff as much as we can about what we're likely to expect and how that's likely to look. And then, as you say, with young players and young people, it's being patient and having an environment and a culture that allows them to be themselves while also fitting into what we see as being important. So I think it's important to be patient. It's important to be really clear about what you expect and what we are, and support them on that journey to the ups and downs that go with travelling to a new country, integrating into a new league and being part of a new organisation. So there's a lot of different aspects to it, and we've been very experienced in terms of dealing with a lot of young people coming into the club, and I think we've got a culture and a lot of people who are used to that now and can support that, but still lots to learn and lots of new experiences to have as well. But I think we do it pretty well.
Yeah. Well, let's get another question then, and this one's from Chris. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
Hello, Chris. Where are you?
I'm in Tunbridge in Kent. So
Lovely.
Family originate.
Welcome to Sussex.
Yeah. But my question probably more is to probably Paul about the terrace, and just wondering how happy you are with how it's improved the fan experience. Personally, I think it's been great. I think there's early teething problems, but every week I think it's improved. But just wondering how you felt it's going.
Yeah, thanks for that. We've had some fantastic feedback from both, obviously, home fans, but as you'll have seen, a number of games where we've had away fans in there as well, which has really added to the atmosphere. as you say, we always took the approach that we would look to continue to refine it, make some changes, and try and further optimise the benefits of that. It's obviously helped tremendously in terms of adding to the atmosphere before the game and after. I think it's also helped in terms of the breaking, getting people to the games earlier, having them stay later, so they're breaking up their travel times as well. But certainly it's been really, really successful so far. Feedback's been great, but again, we will continue to review it and look to make changes and tweaks to the start of next season. But great that you yourself have experienced that and had similar positive feedback.
Yeah,
thanks for that. I think it'll be shut for Palace fans though.
It's not open to Palace fans, no, I shouldn't think so. Well, that's to be decided another day. But thank you very much, Chris. Thanks a lot. Nice to see you, and thanks for your question. Talking of the amazing city of Brighton, let's take a look at this beautiful city, which we are all very pleased to call our home. With heights, so I'll just hang on to my chair. Here we are. Nice to see all your smiling faces there on the seaside, on the seafront in the best city in the entire world. Fabian, you've been living here for coming up for a year now. What have you made of the city of Brighton?
I really enjoy living here because on the one side, I think the city is very lively and the people are very friendly and the people are very respectful. And I live now near the seaside, so sometimes I'm just running beside the sea, and when I see the joy from the people, I'm really happy because you can do so many things on the sea, beside the sea. You can play volleyball, you can play boccia. I don't know if you say like boccia.
Yes,
here.
that's right. Yeah.
You play boccia. You can go to different restaurants, and there's no question of age. It's just the matter of joy, and that's what I really like to see, that the people enjoy their life, that the people have fun together, communicate together, and that's what I really like seeing here, and that's why I'm really enjoying it to live here in the city.
Great. Have you been in the sea yet?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Good man.
Yes. I was right there. It's very, very cold. It's freezing cold. So honestly, I wasn't in for long, but I talked to my head of performance and he said like an ice bath, very helpful and very healthy. So I try to stay there in for 1 minute, but it's not easy, but I'm trying to improve.
Well done. That's
so
very
if
good.
someone wants to join me,
I'm sure they'll take you up on that offer. I mean, in the winter it is freezing cold, but don't worry, in the summer it just becomes extremely cold. So that's fine. We never get above that. Paul, you've lived and worked all over the world. What do you think makes Brighton such a special city?
I think its bond with the fans is just incredible. I mean, the fans saved the club, all those years ago, and I think the diversity of people that live in the community is fantastic. That adds to the environment and the excitement and the passion. And I think also having a city which is a one city team, if you like, as well, is a fantastic benefit. Everybody in the city and the region is behind the club. And I've seen that in the 10 years I've been here, the transformation, when I arrived from, boys and girls wearing Arsenal and Chelsea shirts in the community, that's long gone. Everybody, every young child, is wearing the first shirt they're wearing these days is a Brighton and Hove Albion one, and I think that just shows where the club has gone and is going to in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And David, Brighton is often, been cited as one of the best cities in the world to live in, most desirable places to live in the UK. Does that help bring players to the club that you come and live in this amazing city?
Yeah, I think it does, and I think Paul's point about the diversity of the city and people coming here and being made welcome, and the diversity within our squad, I think, reflects that as well. And the amount of people that have came here from all over the world and had such great experiences, both off the pitch in terms of day-to-day living, and then also on the pitch in terms of the way the club has developed over a relatively short period of time. I think it's a really exciting club to be at, and I think the city itself reflects that, because it's an exciting city to live in, and as Fabian says, it's got really good energy, and a really, especially in the summer, I think you really feel that, and a nice sunny day in Brighton is really hard to beat, I think, and unfortunately we've had a few of those recently.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you very much indeed. Let's get back to some fan questions. We got a question coming in from Leo.
Hello Fabian, congratulations on the season so far. This season we've generally done better against teams that have had an open style of play compared to teams that have come to disrupt ours. Have you found a solution for this?
Oh, have you?
Good questions.
Yeah.
So I think that's exactly one thing where we want to work on, like how do we break a low block, how do we create more chance against teams who stand in a low block, who try to defend against us and try to create a transition moment. So this will be for sure an improvement we try to work on in the pre-season, and therefore it's not only about trying to create, it's also about the mindset, the right mindset, because especially against the team from the low block, you need to be patient. You shouldn't try to force it. You shouldn't try to make easy mistakes, and this comes also by more experiences the young players do. So I'm quite convinced that we will see there's some improvements in the next season regarding our style of play, what tactical ideas we will have, but also the mindset to be more patient, to be more clean, to create more chance against the low block team. But you made a really good observation, and that's the right thing where we have to improve, so we will try to do it.
I'm wondering, Fabian, if are you ever shocked or surprised? Has a team ever turned up and you thought, I wasn't expecting them to play like that? And then how do you deal with that in match management?
So I think overall all the teams here, they have a clear style of play, so you're not that surprised about the style of play. Of course, there are some small adjustments. So when you play against the best managers of the world, they always have like great ideas, and you always need to have this capability of adaptation. So in some ways you need to adapt, you need to react on their ideas. So I think it's very important to have players who also understand the game and who understand the changes of the game. So I wouldn't say that we are getting that surprised by one team, but it's more about these small details, the small margins who can make a difference during a game.
Okay, great. Well, I've got a question here from Melanie. I think you'll like this one. Hi, Melanie. She says, hi, I'm a season ticket holder in Shropshire. Wow. I don't suppose you know where Shropshire is, do you? It's a long way away. It's way up past Birmingham, almost on the sort of borders of Wales. I bet Melanie has a 4-hour journey to come here and 4 hour back. So well done, Melanie, season ticket holder in Shropshire. She says, Fabian, I have noticed that you don't use any bad language in any of the videos I've seen you coaching the team. This is a great example to set to the younger fans. Is this something you have done on purpose? Great job this season, by the way.
I know that we are role models, and I know that our job, it's a job that is discussed in the publicity. So I think it's very important that we act also like a role model, and therefore I try to be authentic. So I don't try to play a role, and I don't try to make everyone happy. But I know my role, and I know that I'm a role model, and therefore I'm never this guy who tries to overreact. So when we have like a great win, I'm never this guy where you see me too euphoric, and when we have like bad losses, you will never see me too depressive. So I always try to be very respectful and try to be more the guy who's solution orientated, and therefore I think that I don't need this language to communicate the things I want to communicate.
Great. Well, that's great to know, and well done. I'm sure there was no bad language from your managers, David, was there, when you were playing? Walter Smith was an angel, I'm sure. But there we go. Let's hear from Russ now. Hello, Russ. Oh, Russ, are you on mute?
Yeah, I'm trying to get off. There we go. Hello.
Oh, there we go. Well done. Hi, Russ.
Thank you for letting me have a question. Hello to Richard as well. Good to see you as always. I've got a question for Fabian. It's sort of tied in with his comments about the beach and settling into Sussex. You've obviously had a lot of challenges to take under here. You've moved to a new country. You're coaching at a new higher level than you've done so far. A lot of churn with players, a lot of new signings, and a lot of injuries. So a lot to cope with. But the quiet life away from that, the personal life, how have you settled into it overall? And what's your favourite part about the city of Brighton and Hove so far?
Oh, it's difficult if I say it now, then everyone will come there. But, so first of all, I try to answer the first part of the question. And we face a lot of adversity, but I really want to thank my staff. I really want to thank the employers, the people who are responsible here with Paul, with David, with Tony and Paul Barber. They give us a great environment where we can really face these challenges and we really find solutions for all the adversity we faced. So that's the first part of the question. The second part, like I said, I really feel comfortable. I really feel home here because the people are so friendly. The people make me really welcome here, and they are really open-minded. So no matter where I am in the city or at the beach, they're all very friendly, very respectful, and always have a smile on their face when they see me. So I really appreciate it. And if you ask about my favorite place, so there are several nice restaurants where I really like to go, and I'm a guy who tries to see new restaurants. So there's not one restaurant where I always go. It's really that I try to get to know every different kind of restaurant. So last week I was in a Turkish restaurant. The week before I was eating Asian food. The week before Italian. Then of course I really like the English food. So you see me often in the pub. So overall, I'm a guy who tries different things. And for me, it's not about the place where you go. It's more about the people who are there. And like I said, the people are amazing here, very respectful, very open-minded, and that's what I really appreciate.
Great answer. Well done. Thank you, Russ. Thanks for your question. Okay, let's have another one. We've got time for some more. We've got JJ on the line. Hello, JJ.
Hello.
Hey, JJ, you're very dark. I don't know if you've got any more light there, but
Fabian.
Okay, well, go ahead, JJ.
This is a question for Fabian. I'm just currently coaching by National League. I just wondered if you'd have any advice for me, someone trying to improve, and hopefully one day get an opportunity at like a top European club. Any advice would be brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you, JJ, and well done and good luck.
Yeah, thanks for the question, JJ. So my advice would be the most important is to know yourself. So what are your needs? What are your principles? How you want to lead? How you want to play? What is your style of play? What are your principles? So that you get an understanding of how you behave on yourself. What are your inner needs? And then the second thing is try to stay authentic all the time. So don't try to play a role. Don't try to make anyone happy. So you have to be happy on yourself and you have to be authentic if you want to lead and play in your style. And the third thing I would say, and that's what I did in all, my whole life or my whole career so far, is always reflect yourself. So I made a lot of mistakes and I still do a lot of mistakes, but I think mistakes are there to learn from. And I think it's very important to not be too harsh to yourself. So reflect yourself, be brave, show courage to make decisions. And then afterwards, you can reflect your decisions. And like this, you grow. And the fourth thing I would say is learn from others. So I'm really obsessed with football. So I watch a lot of football. That's what I can suggest to you. If you have time after this meeting here, then watch football. Watch every different league. I watch fourth division. I watch first division just because I'm interested into it. I try to watch it 4 more times. A lot of YouTube videos. I try to go to other clubs and watch their training sessions. So I really try to educate myself regarding the football topics. But if you come back to the main 2 points, it's like try to be authentic and try to know yourself, how you want to lead and how you want to play, and then try to make yourself happy.
JJ, thank you very much indeed. Let's have a question from Andrew. Hello, Andrew.
Well, Kay managed to finally get in touch with your mum. What did she say?
Hello.
She said to you, really.
Hello, Andrew. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
No, I would too.
We can hear you. We can't quite see you, but we can hear you. So let's have your question.
The question's to Fabian. Hi, Fabian. The Liverpool game on Monday was unbelievable, and the team winning was just crazy. As you can see, the stadium went absolutely mad. The fitness of the team going into Sunday, how are they all looking?
Good question, Andrew. So what I saw today, they look quite sharp. They look intense. There was a lot of energy on the pitch today. Of course, the season was long, but the players, they know they have to sacrifice one more time. They know that we have to sacrifice for you, for the supporters, for everyone who supports us the whole season. No matter if we had a good or bad phase, we really appreciate your support. So I can promise to you that we try to give everything to make you happy on Sunday.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much. Thank you, Andrew. Great. Well, you sounded great, Andrew, even if we didn't get to see you, but there we go. Well, I think that's about it. I'm getting far too much vertigo being up here and this high above the seafront. But thank you very much indeed, guys, for tuning into our fan forum. That's a wrap. We hope you enjoyed this digital event. They are amazing. And if you want to be a part of more of these interactive events in the future, then you can secure your season ticket or your membership by scanning the QR code, which is coming up on the screen for you now. Very simple. There it is. You can scan a QR code and we'll see you there. Thank you very much indeed to Paul Mullen and to David Weir and to Fabian, of course. Thank you for your time this evening. And as Andrew mentioned there, and I'm sure every Albion fan, wishing you well for Sunday against Tottenham Hotspur. And we hope that they are totally hungover and distraught from their win last night. But all the Albion fans who are going up to the Spurs Stadium will be cheering you on as they do in every away match. So best wishes for the final match of the season on Sunday. Now, if we were at a normal match now, this would be the time that I would say something like, have a safe trip home tonight, but you're already home. So have a safe trip to the Kettle or wherever you are going now. And we'll see you soon. But as always, up the Albion.